Hi, I'm Audrey from IToreMyCape.com. Superwoman would never have a tear in her cape, but I'm not Superwoman. Recently, I was talking with some people about not letting injury derail your journey to better health. This subject came up because I got injured again. So, I learned a bit from my last injury and was able to apply it this injury so that I had better success. So I wanted to share those tips for getting through injury while you're on this journey. So I have 3 tips for you today. Number 1, don't let discouragement set in. Discouragement can set in especially with injuries that last longer. I had a harder time with discouragement with a back injury that lasted more than 3 months, and it was tough. And I'm sure it would be even more prominent with chronic pain or chronic injuries. But for the most part, keep in mind that it's only a temporary setback. Most injuries are going to get better. They're going to heal, or at least lessen a bit so that you can do more. And at the end of your injury, when you are feeling better, you don't want to have let that discouragement overrule you and deflate all your progress that you've made. And you don't want to have to deal with massive weight gain or significant strength loss. So I think the biggest thing is to not let that discouragement affect you. Number 2. One of the first things to do when you get an injury is to recalculate your calorie needs. This is where I messed up on my last injury. I kept eating like I had been eating when I was able to do a lot more movement. And that set me back. Because it was a long injury, I ended up gaining back most of the weight that I had been working so hard to lose. That's frustrating. I use a container system. So when I first got this injury, I recalculated my calorie intake needs. I did the math and I figured it out, and I changed what I was eating in a day. And that has helped me so much. I'm getting through this injury and I'm well on my way to recovery. And I've actually continued to lose weight, and I haven't gained anything since the injury set in. And that is a huge plus for me. Yay! So if you're a calorie counter, by all means, recalculate it that way. If you use a container system like me, then switch it up in that direction too. And just keep in mind that you can't keep eating, even if you're able to do some exercises, you can't keep eating like you were when you were really getting in a lot of movement in a day. And my last tip for not letting injury derail your journey to better health is to get in some modified exercises or movement. This one is so different for each person in each injury, and I have to say here that you should talk to your doctor before starting any kind of exercise program or movement after an injury. For my recent back injury, I had to give up my weights that I was loving, and I couldn't do those anymore. But I was able to walk, so I continued to walk and get my heart rate up that way. And once my back started to feel better, I still couldn't go back to my favorite weight routines. So I ended up getting another program that would allow me to modify the movements to not injure that back again. Just changes that I've had to make, and I've been having fun with that program too. And with my most recent injury, I haven't been able to put any weight on my feet. So though I'm not able to walk and get my heart rate up walking, I can get around, but I can't get my heart rate up going around. I had to find some other exercises. So pulling on my bank of knowledge from just the exercises, the programs that I've been going through, and on the suggestion of a friend, I researched chair exercises. I found out that there was actually quite a bit of exercises that I could do. I ended up doing, at the beginning, most of them on my bed because my foot could hang over and not bump anything, and I couldn't stand any pressure. Now that I'm getting better, I'm able to do them on the floor, and I'm actually able to follow a full DVD routine on the floor, just modified slightly. But I've been glad that I've been able to fall back on that one because DVDs are so much easier to follow for me than trying to make up your own. That's just a me thing. Being able to do modified exercises or movement during an injury is so important, not only for your body, but for your mind. I've found that if I'm able to do movement and exercises while I have an injury, it totally changes my mindset, and I have more of a feeling of empowerment as opposed to frustration. And that's so important because this is a long journey. This isn't a sprint, this is a marathon. And that mindset is so big. So I definitely encourage you to find some movement that you can do while you have an injury. So to sum it up, I want to encourage you not to let injury derail your healthy journey. And if you need help, suggestions, encouragement, contact me. I'd love to do this journey together. And if you have any ideas or tips on how you got through your own injury, I'd love to hear that too. Okay, till next time.